Good evening, everybody, and welcome. My name is Rick Utsi here with AirgunWeb. We are a little teeny bit late. Normally we start at 6:30. Today we're starting at 6:45 because I was just running behind schedule. So there you go. Tuesdays have turned out to be a little bit of a hectic day for me. It starts off early in the morning, going to town and getting blood work done once a week until they get things sorted out on my end. So I may be moving the Tuesday nights to another night. I don't know yet. We'll see. Nothing definitive on that. But anyway, let me fill you in on what we're going to be doing tonight as we get some people catching up. Hey there, Gary. Hey there, Dave. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey there, JDP. Let's see what we got here. Oh, so yeah, I apologize. I am a little bit late tonight. But as I said, Tuesdays are a little bit crazy, and we'll see how it goes. So tonight, let's get into. I got to do some. What do they call it? Crap. Well, maybe I'll remember. Words, they're hard sometimes. Anyway, some cleanup, I guess we'll call it. I got it in a bunch of products before I went into the hospital. And they have been, these sponsors have been super patient about letting me sort of get back into the swing of things. So tonight we're going to talk about those. We're also going to be talking about the Beeman Underlever. We just did a video on that yesterday. Thank you guys for watching. I think a lot of people really get the point of that gun. There's there's a few questions. If people have some questions, we're happy to jump in and answer them. Raphael, thank you very much. I'm doing extremely well. I mean, bottom line is, yesterday was 5 weeks since having surgery, and the reality is, man, I kind of came back and hit the ground running, and God's been super good to me and really bringing me through this recovery, because it hasn't been under my own strength. Let me just tell you, it's been miraculous. And those really aren't my words. I've never experienced this type of surgery and issue before, but from the folks I've talked to, they are saying that it's going very, very, very well, like exceeded their expectations. So I'm super pumped. I know that God continues to be very gracious to me and bring me through this to, just to full strength again. And I'll tell you, it's funny. This is a side. I was walking the dogs the other day, and I thought about running. I was like, gosh, this is slow. Maybe I ought to run. And, 4 months ago, or heck, 2 months ago, that thought would not have entered into my mind, just to tell you. So who knows? I'm not going to start running any marathons. That's for daggum sure. But maybe I'll start jogging around the ranch. You never know. But I'm feeling very, very good. Tons of energy, just like a new man. So, yeah, doing really good. All right. Thank you, Robert. Gary, I'm glad you're liking your Beeman Underlever. Let's talk about that for a little bit. So the Beeman Underlever, I mentioned on the video, if you guys haven't seen it, take a look. But the Beeman Underlever that particular video was sponsored by Pyramid Air. The gun was my gun. What I've been able to do with Pyramid Air a lot of last year, and definitely all full on this year, is they just say, Rick, we're going to sponsor your channel. We trust you. We expect you to do a good job for us. And, point people to Pyramid Air, focus on things we sell that are, and so forth. And they really don't tell me what I can review or what to review, which has been wonderful. There were many, many years there where they were sort of providing the structure, telling me how long they wanted the videos and what they wanted them in them, and we want you to do this. And that's fine, and I certainly don't mind doing that kind of work. And I've been, I can usually find something that I can tell you guys how to make a product work, which is, what I prefer to do. And if something just didn't work, I just didn't review it. But now the dynamic I have with Pyramid Air is just phenomenal. It's sort of like back to the old days where I could just go to the website and say, boy, I really want that. And sure enough, it's not a big deal. I get it in the mail. I'm able to work on it. And that's just cool. And they support the channel in general. And now I got to say thank you to Pyramid Air for that. So the Beeman video wasn't them. They say, here, do this gun. They just sponsored the channel, and I did that gun because I knew they were going to be having them in stock. The Beeman Underlever for $250, $260, whatever they're selling them for, is just a great value. Okay, so I have shot that gun way further than 27 yards. I've shot it at 50. I've actually shot it at 100 yards, and the gun has game for sure. I haven't done anything with, I'm trying to understand the hammer spring or trying to get the curve adjusted or any of that stuff. I've just never shot it right out of the box, but obviously it's not regulated. So there are some things with the gun that, you know, let's see if we can get that shot curve a little bit better. And maybe that takes a little power off. And we're going to work through those things because it is a huge value, I think, for backyard shooting. Hey there, Airgun Angie's with us. And by the way, guys, for Angie, she's working on the new Aeroguns from Umarex. If you haven't seen the start of those videos, definitely go check them out. You can find them at the Gateway to Airgun YouTube channel. The link's in the video description. You can also find them at gatewaytoairguns.org. So please support what Angie's doing because she's working really hard for me, because she works for me, but she's working really hard for the GTA to bring you guys some really good content. So please support what she's doing. Go say hi, put some nice comments in there for her, and definitely help her out. If you haven't joined up the GTA YouTube channel, please do. It'd be really, really good for us. Daniel, good question on the FX guns. I actually asked for the FX gun. The biggest issue is that they just don't have any in stock. If you're a vendor and you've got one of something, you're probably not going to send that to a reviewer. You want to sell it. And so the biggest issue with FX is just availability. On the other side, and this was my pitch to Pyramid Air just today. I just sent this email to them today because I actually have an FX gun in stock that I would like to shoot. It's very much in line with some of the other stuff I've been doing, and I would like to do a video that shows like price point $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, and what you get for that money. I thought would be a really good video over time. But that gun, excuse me, I emailed them specifically about that gun because FX really doesn't need any publicity. They already have plenty of video content and stuff people talking about FX. But I thought it would be good for the channel, my channel, and also good for Pyramid Air because they're, you know, I'd be talking about them on that video. So I don't know. I pitched it. We'll see if they'll say yes or not. But they only had one, and it's hard for them to pay for video content when they have nothing to sell. Sort of defeats the point of marketing when you pay for marketing and then you have nothing to sell after it. That's the biggest issue I've run into with FX, requesting FX products. And I have a relationship, at least a cursory relationship with John over at FX. And, you know, he sent me some slugs and the chronograph, and I've been using the heck out of the chronograph, as you guys see. And I've asked him for guns, and I haven't heard back from him. And it's probably just it's just availability. I mean, you know, he doesn't need the marketing. Obviously, I'd love to shoot them because they're fun to shoot. They're wonderful guns, but he doesn't need the marketing. And he probably would do better selling a gun than, you know, giving one to a reviewer or paying a review, giving the gun and then paying a reviewer to cover that, which is sort of redundant for them. So I get it, disappointed, but I get how that works. So if you wanted to know why, that's pretty much it. The pile driver is not regulated, just so you guys know on that. Let's see. Any other quick questions here? Yeah, Wildcat Mark III, maybe one day. You know, I don't know. I would love to maybe connect with John at some point. Maybe I can get him out here for Airgun Expo. That would be phenomenal. And then develop a regular working relationship would be my hope with something like that. And, you know, I actually have, as much as the FX guns are super nice, I do have just a ton of really nice guns to shoot as well. And it seems that I cover a lot of brands that are frankly a little more difficult to cover. You know, it's, if I posted an FX video and an Air Arms video, I know the FX video is going to get a lot more views. But frankly, I love Air Arms and I would like to see more people know about them. So if my existence is to talk about things less traveled, or paths less traveled, then I'm fine with that. As you know, I got sponsors that are pleased to have me do that, and I'm pleased to do it. So, you know, maybe I don't need to do the FX stuff. I would maybe I'll stick to my Air Arms, and maybe I'll get BSA to come back and, you know, Daystate, Brocock, those things. And, you know, there are plenty of things. If Angie's been out to my place, so is Joe, if he's back up here. Brian, if he comes up, they've all been out to my place. They know I have a Connex just loaded full of air guns, some of which I haven't even got to yet. So I got plenty of stuff to do. All right, off of that subject. No, there are no Seneca air guns that are backyard friendly. You might be able to moderate one, but I don't know if it'd be backyard friendly. They are going to be very, very loud. Well, glad to have you back there. Um, Raphael, it's a good question. I really like the underlever when I'm not shooting at the bench. So that stand I was using on that video, if you guys check it out, the stand interferes with the cocking. But let's just say you're in the field. Your forearm, your offhand is right under the forearm. You're looking down the scope. If you want to take a shot, it's just grab it and cock it, and you never have to move your shooting hand. You never have to change your sight picture. So if I was shooting off sticks maybe that weren't going to interfere with the cocking lever, or it's just free holding or leaning up against a tree or whatever I was doing, shooting, like hunting or whatever, the underlever is exceptionally efficient. So if I had a side lever or even the new Gamma arrow that you got to kind of reach back and cock, you got to take your hand off the trigger, off that shooting position, and then do something, and maybe change your sight picture. So imagine it's like a 30-30, or except you're cocking with the other hand, or like the Eagle Claw. The Eagle Claw is another one of those guns where you're like this and you're cocking, like this, that you're moving your shooting hand, but you're never taking your eye off the game. And you can certainly do that with the Beeman Underlever. I was looking around the ranch here recently, just yesterday, and we had a blight hit the rabbit population a few years ago, and I've just not been hunting because it's been so sparse. Well, they are back in force. So I mean, I'm not going to shoot anything around our ranch here because all of the animals we have here are just tame. It's just not fair. I just couldn't do it. I don't see the point of it. But I may go off the reservation a little bit and find some game. And I personally am not a person who likes to just go kill indiscriminately for the sake of killing stuff. It needs to have a purpose. Like if I shoot a jackrabbit, I'm not going to eat it, but I may use it to bait a coyote. I want to have some sort of use to that. If I'm shooting collared doves, if it's the right time of year, and I may clean it and eat it. If I'm just shooting one to demonstrate a purpose, I may also use it for bait. But I'm to just go out and shoot a bunch of rabbits and not make use of them is not something I'm going to do. But I'm thinking the Beeman Underlever may be a great gun to take out on a small game hunt here around the ranch, and just kind of demonstrate that idea where you can't see my hand, but demonstrate that idea where you're holding it and it's just cock, pull, and it make it very easy. Angie, I don't remember if I sent you an underlever or not. I don't know if you have one, but let me know if you do, because maybe you've got squirrels. I know you have squirrel season and all that other stuff, but I'm wondering if you've got enough energy in that gun to take out armadillos, because that might be a really good gun for you to shoot armadillos with. But I don't know if you have one. Let me know. Let's see what we got here. We got a lot of comments going through. Let's see. Thoughts on the new Barra 1100Z. Well, I have one. My thoughts are I can't wait to show it to you guys. My hope is tomorrow to go down the range. I've got to do some writing. I've got to do some. I got to shoot some guns, get some data to finish writing my articles for Airgun Depot, which are due the end of the week. In that process, I hope to do some filming. One of the guns I hope to film is the Barra. I have it in 177 black stock. It's very nice. Now, it is, I mean, full disclosure, if you just look at it, it's like a QB variant, right? So, in fact, I was just looking recently at Crossman has their new $275 PCP, and that is very Shanghai Airgun build quality looking. Looks like it has the same Beeman magazine, the same magazine that the Barra gun uses, the same magazine that the Beeman Underlever. So all this now is the exact same mag. So all of those guns are made by, the Beeman's made by Shanghai Airgun Group. I'm fairly certain the other two are as well. I would not be able to get confirmation from Benjamin because they don't return my phone calls, but oh well. But my first takes on the Barra is I actually sent them a list of all the points they hit that where they had been, obviously they had been listening to the market, because there's a list of things that they did with that gun really, really well. So we may even talk about that next week. So, but I do have one. Angie has one too. Next, she's going to finish up the work with the arrow guns for Umrex, and her next project for the grip reviews is going to be the barrel gun. So we've got things in motion with that particular brand, and we're going to have that gun. We're also going to get their E4 or their 400E, whichever was the battery powered full automatic one. So we've got a lot of stuff. Actually, Barrow's now a sponsor on Gateway to Airguns, including the grip program. So you're going to be seeing their products in the natural course of things, which will be cool. Let's see. Let me just get down through the questions here. Bob, I knew someone was going to ask that question. I have not gotten back to it yet. This last week was all about bookkeeping and accounting because I'm late on my taxes, filed extensions, but I got to get those done. So I spent all the end of last week catching all my companies up to current so I could hand those to my accountant on Thursday and get that done. So this week, I'm going to be down at the range working with that compressor. All the guns I'll be working with, I'll be filling off that compressor. I'll probably fill my pony bottle, go through all that process. I did run into a situation where it didn't want to fill off my solar panels. So I may have to run a compressor, which is an inconvenient as heck. But it might have been where I had it in the shop too. So I'm going to move it to hopefully a better location, shorter run, less resistance, et cetera, et cetera. And hopefully I'm able to run it off the inverter. We'll see. If not, I'll just run a generator and we'll get the work done. But haven't done anything more with it yet. But this week it's on task to get it done. So thanks for bringing that up. Let's see. Let's see. Speaking of backyard friendly, why do so many municipalities have already used air guns? What's wrong with a proper backstop? Tactical. You have to talk to them about the rationale. I can tell you that when I lived in Havasu, we're off topic now, but not really. We're talking about maybe shooting air guns in your yard. So it's the Beeman's good for that. The reality they had in like Havasu, when I talked to folks that maybe the police department, for example, the issue they had is they had a lot of people that were shooting pigeons, and they weren't shooting pigeons on the ground. They were shooting pigeons on the wire because the pigeons were crapping on all their stuff, like in the backyard or something. And what was happening is, guess what? What goes up must come down. And you're in a densely, very urban populated area. The distance between houses was feet, like 5 feet was the right of way. I mean, tiny, off maybe 10 feet with a big fence line, run the difference. Anyway, you guys get the point. And so there's a lot of property damage being done by people using things, using things wrong. I remember when we first moved to Havasu, my wife, who'll remember this, I woke up one morning and went around in my backyard, and there were arrows back there. I'm like, what are arrows doing in my backyard? And I went around to the side of my house, and there was an arrow sticking in my house. Now, it had been over like a Memorial Day weekend, and my little girl played in the backyard, and some guy just, a few houses down, had loaned his house out to some of his friends. They got drunk and decided they were going to be, William Tell or whatever, or whoever, Robin Hood, there we go, and shoot arrows in their backyard. And they sent 3 of them into my backyard, and I didn't know what was going on. I called the police, and they tracked it down. And he was over at my house very quickly to repair the damage and let me know that was never, ever going to happen again. But can you imagine what would happen if my daughter had been hit by an arrow? Some drunk guy 2 houses down had been shooting. And what was happening with air guns, that was happening a lot. When I went to the police department about what I did for work and what I wanted to do, in their ordinances, and this is what you got to check, in the ordinances, it said that I could target shoot as long as any projectile shot did not leave my property. So I had to have a proper backstop, which is what you're talking about. If you have a proper backstop, what's the problem? There's not a lot of people that did that. So unfortunately, when you have freedom, with freedom comes responsibility, right? So if we want to enjoy freedoms as a society, then we have to be responsible with the freedoms we have. If we're not, then you're going to see those freedoms taken away. And gosh, we are seeing that. I don't want to get into that discussion at all, because that is really not the topic of our show, right? But just think about all the things where we may have had 150 years ago or even 50 years ago, the freedoms we had as a society, and see what has been taken away. And the taking away has been justified by the irresponsibility of others. We just see it continuously. And so I bet that a lot of municipalities, rather than say, hey, you can shoot but have a proper backstop, that they are then dealing with somebody not having done it. There's an injury, there's damage, then they have to deal with that. And while that's probably the righter way to do it, because that maintains the rights for everyone, righter, is that a word? A more correct way of doing it, because that maintains the rights for everyone. It's easier, quote unquote, to just say no than it is to then police those that aren't. And I bet you that's the case. I mean, I don't know in your particular situation, but I will bet you, having been in politics, I will bet you that it's just easier to say no to everybody than to, one, expect people to behave responsibly, and two, to then have sufficient oversight for those that aren't, and then holding them accountable. So I bet you that's it. So I would talk to your city council if you have such a thing, and ask them, hey, I want to have a shooting range for air guns in my yard. I have a proper backstop. Can I do it? They may just say no. Or they may say yes. You might be able to get some sort of waiver or some sort of permission to do it. But going in with an attitude of, hey, this is something I really enjoy doing with me and my family. Is that something you can permit? I understand you may have some concerns. What can I do to help alleviate your concerns? If you go in with an attitude of humility, you'll have a much better chance of going in, of getting what you want, rather than going in and say, who the hell do you guys think you are telling me I can't shoot in my backyard? I guarantee you that will not yield the result. So that's just some friendly advice, having dealt with that for a long time. All right, back to this. Can you do more videos with the J-Shar Raptor with slugs? Maybe. I do have the Raptor. I have it in multiple calibers. Oh, you saw coyotes? Sue just put coyote in there. I wonder if she saw one running down the road. I have my, I finally got it all put back together with my night scope and everything. I got my Beeman right behind me over here, all rigged up and ready to go, sighted in. Can't wait to see a coyote. Anyway, let's see. I don't know if I'll do more with the JSR Raptor until I have. I'm not going to market something they don't have for sale, I guess is the point. It goes back to the other thing. I've talked to Matthew, about his current inventory situation and other things. When he has inventory, and really he has a whole new platform. So if I were to do stuff, I would want to do it on the new platform, because so it's representative of what he's actually selling. But until that, I don't see that happening. Let's see. Good question. What's the quietest Springer or gas rim rifle you've shot so far for good break barrel underlever? Probably the Gamma Fusion. Gamma Whisper Fusion. I just did a video of it not so many weeks ago. It's a Gamma Fusion Swarm Gamma Mach 1 Swarm Fusion. I don't know. Take a look at my channel, but it's the Fusion with the Swarm on it. Super quiet. It's not real powerful, and it does, 14, 16 foot-pounds or so, but super quiet. I mean, like, really quiet. Really, really nice. Okay, G-Man, with all the PCPs you have shot, what $500 or under PCP in 20 caliber has the most potential for small unit hunting out to 75 be the Air Avenger, or if you want a tinker, it's the Avenger. If you don't care and you just want it turned to 11, it's going to be the Gauntlet 2. The Gauntlet 2 in 22 turn to max is just crushing. I would go 25, frankly, because I think it's suited better for that. So with that, in 22, I'd probably go the Avenger. And 25, I would go the Gauntlet for hunting. And they're both under $500. If you want something else, even cheaper, then the Origin in 22 is really good too. So those are 3 options that kick butt, and all of them have the ability to add moderators to them with an adapter and other things. So it's pretty cool. Okay. What direction do you think Airgun is headed? I think Airguns are headed for more range, more power, more oversight, frankly. That may be a whole nother show, because I think, and God help us, I hope it doesn't happen, but I think we're on the cusp of somebody doing something stupid with an air gun that really generates some issues. It's one thing if the political parties go after firearms, because boy, you talk about there's lots of money to protect that industry. There is no money to protect the airgun industry, and God help us if somebody does something stupid. I pray a lot that Lord help us and protect the industry, and Father, help people don't be stupid and cause problems, Lord. I pray that in general. Maybe I need to pray more. Maybe us that have faith and believe in God, we should all pray more for that end, and we can see a turn of what's been going on, which is just horrific. Let's move on. Let's see. Phil says, "Oh, can't cock." Yeah, Phil, that whole 6-week limit, I'm coming up on when I can maybe shoot some break barrels again. Pretty cool. Michael, good question. Can you use an air gun for self-defense? I mean, you can. Do I recommend it? No. And let me just give you an example. It comes down to energy and reliability. Firearms are super reliable. Why? Because the bullets are pretty much, pardon the pun, bulletproof. They work. You got gunpowder, you got a primer, you got a slug. You hit the primer, it's going to fire. I mean, they have got, that has been solved, that nut has been cracked, and billions and billions of bullets fire without a misfire. I mean, it is just the way it goes. It's extremely reliable. Air guns are not. Air guns can develop leaks. Air guns can develop all manner of things. If you plan on using an air gun for self-defense, you probably get it set up and you leave it in a corner, and then you go to need it 3 months later, and it's dead. It doesn't work. So no, I would not say air guns are good for self-defense. Now, are there some air guns, and the power issue as well? And I saw some. There's a couple things that get me tweaked. One is watching videos where people are, you can make your air gun, your break barrel do 1,600 feet per second. You just drop a little WD-40 in it and look at it go. Well, yeah, you also ruin the gun, and it's just, and then people go and do it, and then they blow their gun up, and then they wonder why it blew up. Well, because they did something that caused it to blow up. Don't do that. It's not meant to do that. But you're talking about guns that have under 20 foot-pounds. Most of the time, people want to have a self-defense air gun, which is a CO2 pistol, which is 5, 4, 3 foot-pounds. There are some air guns that I know people are picking up for self-defense, but they are 50 caliber, and I'm not talking about the CO2 50 caliber from Umarex. That's a joke for self-defense. Sorry, Umarex, but oh my gosh, to promote that as self-defense is idiotic. You're just going to piss somebody off. I mean, you may hurt somebody, but if they're tweaked at all, or they're just prone to be angry and realize they just got hit with an air gun, they're going to beat you to death with it. Beat you to death with it. There we go. But there are some air guns that are short, small, compact, 45, 50, 35 caliber, that are reliable, that are pushing 200-300 foot-pounds. Let me tell you, that ain't going to get stopped by a coat, jacket, or a thick jean shirt. That's going to blow through somebody and it's going to kill them. I'm not a fan of if you're going to defend yourself, if you're going to defend your family, you need to be thinking lethal force. It's just my 2 cents. Lethal force is what gets it done, and then it's done. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying go out and look for it, but oh my gosh, to think that you're going to, put your person in or have confidence in something like an air gun to defend your person or family, to me, is absolutely ludicrous. I think is a horrible idea. Um, are there some air guns that are obviously tipping the scale on that? Yes. And I'm aware of some, and maybe we'll do a show on that, and we'll have some B-roll showing the difference between a CO2 pistol and, say, a pistol that's pushing 200 plus foot-pounds and what it does to a can of Spam. Because people use Spam to test that. It goes in this far, and it's, I mean, come on, really? Anyway, that's a topic that'll get me heated. It'll be what I guess people call it a hot take. That'll probably get me in trouble, and I may need to put like a cough button here where I can bleep things out. Anyway, that's that is. Um, let's see. Let's see. Just looking back through here. Yeah, I mean this idea that Dom, I'm glad you're doing well. So let me go here. Yeah, G-Man. Um, it is the way a lot of things are in city limits. It is just the nature of things, probably for the reasons I stated. Um, okay, Raphael, I'm glad you got the origin. Let me know how you like it. I really, really, really like it. So, okay, G-Man, gosh, the Aracuda is a great option too. So is, gosh, if you look at it now, and I think you'd have to get it with a coupon now, but so is the, no, dadgummit, I'm going to have to look it up. Ugh, really bad of me. Um, have it right on the shelf. I apologize. My words are just not working today, so that's just on me. I'm going over to Gateway. Let's see. There's a gun that I know I want to show, or at least tell you which one it is. It's in that ballpark price wise. Um, let's see here. There's Barra on the site. Oh, thank you, Dar. Good God, I can't believe I couldn't remember the Dar. Dar is another very good gun too. J-Star gun. There's so many good guns under the $500 price point, but for hunting, I'm thinking power range. You said 75 plus 100 yards in that range, and I'm thinking the Avenger because you could turn it up to where you need it, and the Gauntlet's already turned up to 11, so that's good to go. All right, so um, we've talked a good bit. We've been on here for over half an hour. I guess let's talk about some of the show and tell stuff. So I've got links. Anything we talk about tonight, I'll have in the video description. I'm going to start with the thing that is really not airgunny. What it is, however, is, yeah, David, I'm glad you like the Dar. I got to get with Jack over there because I need one to review for sure. So I'm going to get with them. The first thing I'm going to show you guys has nothing to do really with air guns. It does happen to do with content creation in the sense of if you watch my video with the Beeman, you'll see I got two phones on the table, and I'm not a guy. Here's my cell phone. Um, I don't. I mean, this is almost too thick and big. I prefer something very thin, and that's just too chunky. I don't carry it around with the holder very much. I mean, I can use the holder and prop it up, and now it's on a little stand. I'm sorry, it's sort of glitching out there. It's the backdrop thing. All right. But that's not my preferred thing. I travel, I run kind of like this, though. This is my pocket, and if you see, I've sort of got things propped up. The reason is that when I'm recording this is my preview, so I have a camera off to the side. This shows me what I'm seeing. I get to see what I'm seeing on camera. I also get to see my audio levels. I can't tell you how many times Angie will completely understand this. You go and you've shot this beautiful video. It's all awesome. It's wonderful. You get back, you dump the footage, and you realize your mic was cutting in and out. That really stinks. So, Gary, you probably have had that too. Um, so I have this sort of propped up, in front of me, but you guys can't see it. I have this sort of propped up in front of me so I can see it, but it falls down. It's not terribly great. And then I have another phone, which I've got the chronograph running on. And what I would have really at one point, if I'm running like the Tacticam or I'm running the ATN, or I've got another product we'll show you tonight, and I'm not sure if it's Wi-Fi or not, but I'm gonna find out. I've got it. I just got it sort of, and I'm just started working with it. But then I would have 3 screens in front of me trying to see and monitor what's going on because it's just me filming. So I don't know if they saw me struggling with such things, but there's a company, and this is in the video description, called, here's the thing, it is, let me just switch over to a different camera. Here. Okay, so this is the packaging, right? They actually have a Kickstarter going on with these products, and they have 3 different sizes. And I know this is not Airgun, guys, but if you are sitting and you're trying to film and you're like me trying to have something you're looking at, let me just show you briefly what they've got here. They've got 3 different versions of, all right, they have 3 different versions of these little holders, and they've got this little magnet that sticks on your phone. Now, I wasn't too keen on this until I realized that when I am using, where's my holder? Where'd I put it? It's here somewhere. Well, gosh darn it, where'd I put the doggone thing? All right, well, it's gone, so I don't know where it went. When I'm using my holder, I don't want it to interfere with putting it in that, because maybe I want to clip it to my belt and carry it that way if I got full pockets or something. But what I noticed was this sticks on here. It's super thin. It will not interfere with the case or sliding into my pocket. So once you've got this on your phone, that's a super strong magnet, and you can just arrange this. If you look at the packaging here, you can arrange it any way you want. This folds this way, it folds this way, it folds that way. You can make this do whatever you want. And it in and of itself is super light. So when I'm at my bench and I need to set up my phone or a tablet, because they've got some other sizes we'll show you in a second. And Angie, I don't know if you struggle with having like your phone, because I know you use some things where you can see what's going on, use your phone as your monitor, your display or whatever. Something like this, I just think is stinking awesome. So they have that little one. So they have a couple of these, and you can buy more little magnets. So if you have multiple devices, that's cool. And then they have this one. I got these in. I haven't even played with them really yet. So this one, and again, I know this isn't Airgun stuff, but for you content creators out there, if this is something that's helpful to you, awesome. This is the same sort of thing. It is a, where's my picture? Yeah, okay. So what they have is, again, a magnet, but then they have this, where is it? So you have the ability to magnetize this and then set this up in different ways to actually hold your phone. I haven't seen how this works yet. Oh, there it is. So it would go like that, or we go like that, type of deal. So then you don't even need the magnet on your phone. So if you don't want to put a magnet on your phone, but you still want to have a display, there you go. Now the other thing is, because these are magnetized, if you're on like I have a shed, I could stick this on the shed, or who knows, maybe a fence post or whatever, and be able to have my display where I could see it. So I think this is all very cool stuff. Check if that's something you have any interest in. The link's in the video description. I will be doing a video in my shop on all of this stuff once I get that finished. But here's the big unit for holding tablets. Same concept. You put a sticker, a magnet on your tablet, and the magnets are like really, really rugged. And then the last one is if you actually want to hold a computer. So it actually hold a laptop as well. So this one I think just has a lip. Now actually it's a magnetic lip as well. So you can put that, rearrange that. And it looks like you can use it for tablet, computer, whatever you need. So again, I'm not going to spend too much more time on that because it's not Airgun stuff. But from a content creator's perspective, I thought those were pretty cool. So, oh, there it is. If anybody wants to know more about it, video link, video description. All right, so let's get back to stuff that is airgun related or gun related. I have been working hard. I mean, working really, really hard to try and figure out a way to effectively film through my scope. Now, I've used Tacticam. I've used other things. I've used phone scope, and all of them have like things they do well and things that don't fit, things that do less than well. This is another product, and they approached me, and I said, sure, send it to me because I was interested. And the other thing, when you're using, say, like an ATN, you have a digital image with non-optical zoom, so it's digital zoom. So as you zoom in, it gets pixelated, lose definition, etc. This device here, and I'll show it to you like this. Hopefully, it won't fuzz out on us. But this device is designed to go on the end of a scope. And I've been waiting to get this back. My first West Hunter, let me just switch screens again because it's going to keep doing that nonsense. This West Hunter I got actually had a bad horizontal adjustment. Let me get this out of the way. Had a bad horizontal adjustment. Let me see if I can move this just a wee bit. There it is. All right, so let me get this out of the way. And that, so I sent this back, and then it just took forever to get a replacement. So, this guy here simply flips on, and now you have a day-night camera video that doesn't just show you things in the viewfinder, but records your scope as your scope sees it. So you can focus this to get focus on the screen. You have focus here to focus on the reticle, and like Tacticam doesn't have a focus. Scope Cam doesn't have a focus. You have to focus on your phone, and if you get it wrong, then all your footage is crap. This really has sort of the what you see is what you get. Now, this is $400. So if you want to see what this looks like, let me go to their website, which is this one right here. So it's Oneleaf.ai, and again, links in the video description. This guy here, okay, see, this is where I don't know how this is going to work. This picture right here is baloney, okay? Because nobody's going to have their head back that far. You're going to need to be able to push the scope way forward for this to work. And that is my concern on this here, this guy right here, and how well this is going to work is, can I get the scope forward enough where it's comfortable for me to shoot? Guns like the Ibex, I think this is going to be freaking awesome for. Guns like the Benjamin Bulldog, anything that has like a full top rail, Benjamin Armada, anything that's that full top rail. If you have an AR that has the full top rail that goes all the way down the shot, the quad rail or whatever, and it just lines up and you can just slide this down. Any of those I think are going to be really good, or you may need to get offset mounts or whatever it is. But if you can get this far enough forward, I think it's going to be really cool. Now, what really kind of made me most interested in this is the mounting system. Let me go back to my other camera. Okay, so a lot of the stuff I've seen, you have all of these things that mount on the side and all of this stuff to deal with. This unit works differently, right? So, by the way, these fix-it sticks I have used ever since they sent them to me. I absolutely love them. Like, I can't endorse this other stuff because I haven't used it yet. I'm just telling you about it. It exists. If it's something you want to check out, go for it. I haven't used this camera yet. It exists. If you want to check it out, go for it. I haven't done anything with this yet. But these fix-it sticks, oh man, do I love them. Okay, so the way this works is you have 3 sizes, and one of the ways, this is one of the things of this sort of Mickey Mouse. We'll get to in a minute. The reason I been waiting for the West Hunter scope is it worked really well with that adapter. There's a bigger adapter which doesn't work, and an even bigger adapter which doesn't work. And if for one reason it isn't just right, their solution is to give you electrical tape, wrap it around your scope, and then crank it down. And frankly, I'm just not a fan. That's Mickey Mouse to me. And I'm not going to do that. Now, this works really well. Now, if they did something like the Tacticam does and have multiple sizes, I've actually said if that's not patented, you need to do it because it's going to solve this problem. But anyway, this size here kind of slides on and you can get it sort of even, right? And then got two little screws here. Just snug it up. And then the unit just ratchets on, right? Yeah, that's good. And if you want to tighten it down a little bit more, I'm just going to do that real quick here. Okay, so it's got a rechargeable battery. It's got a micro SD slot. You recharge it with USB. It's got an illuminator. So really, also, if you want to just put this on a tripod and just record and film with it, you can just film with it. It's a camera. By itself, it's just a camera. But if you want to drop it on here, get it lined up on it, that is, and use it to film through your scope, you actually see a reticle. You're recording a real reticle, not a, I mean, you're going to have a digital image here, but when you're zooming in, you're getting optical zoom, not digital zoom. I have not used this yet. I haven't done much of anything because I was waiting to get this scope back, and I haven't even tested the scope. I hope to God it works right because I'm going to use this maybe on like my Ibex or something, or something that's got that full top rail. And hopefully we're going to get some really cool footage out of this. I've been using the Tacticam a little bit, but I've had footage I haven't been able to use because it failed on me. And I'm hoping this is going to be another, maybe just be another tool in my tool belt where I use this when I can, and I may use a Tacticam when I can, or I may use a phone scope when I can, or I got, Brian gave me a side shot. So I've got options. I have not found one option that works. I'm having to just go through a whole bunch of them. But I thought this was really, really cool. In theory, we'll see. Now, they reached out to me on a couple fronts. They have a new firmware, which I need to update, and that may straighten out some of the weirdness that I was finding when I just first looked at this. It was kind of funky. So I got to update the firmware. And then they contacted me about, they have a new version of this. I may have to do something different with that backdrop and the whatever. But they have a new version of this. Just switch back to my other screen. And they've got a fully integrated package. So they have their own scope with the unit attached, and I'm guessing you can take it off. But they're going to be selling it as a fully included system, and that's going to be really fun to see. They get that working. Anyway, yeah. So this is going to be one of my projects to play with this. I know it's tough life to go out and play with optics and shoot air guns and stuff, but I will suffer through for you guys. I'll make a point to I will work through the pain and hardship to go do that. I know I'm full of crap too, right? So, Angie, no, I haven't used it yet. I've been waiting for the West Hunter to come in. You probably heard that. So, anyway, David, David, stop looking and start buying fix it sets, dude. Don't even wait any longer. Do not hesitate. Get this, and if you know exactly all the bits your gun needs, you can just buy the individual bits. They're not that expensive, and you can load up your little rig with just what you need for your gun, which I just think is stinking awesome. Really good. I got just like one more thing to show you guys. There's another company, and I'm getting a lot of companies from Amazon, and I don't usually accept work or look at their stuff because some of it frankly conflicts with other contracts I may have. But there are some things that I think are worth taking a look at. Safety, guys, is like, I don't think anyone here is going to argue that safety, specifically handgun and firearm safety, is important. In the world we live in, anyone that says it's not something we need to be considering needs to have their freaking head examined. It is important. I have long looked for something that I felt would work for like beside the bed handgun safe kind of a thing. There's a bunch. I just never bought one. but it's something I've been wanting. And again, right before I went in with all this health stuff, let's see. Oh, looks like Derek's got one of these. Derek, please let me know how you like it. I'm very interested to see how that's working for you. And if you have any tips to share with me, that'd be great. Anyway, there's a company called Wincent, and they're in the title, and their links are in the video description. They have a website. I'll show it to you here. I'll just go to their homepage. So they've got a big special going on right now if you want to check some stuff out. But they do safes, and these are biometric safes. Again, this is something they shipped me before all of my stuff happened. I have not even taken it out of the plastic. So I can't right now endorse this product, but I can tell you about it. And if it's something you're looking for, you can at least look into it. This is the unit they've sent me. I've got it right here. And it's a heavy beast, okay? I mean, I'm technically not supposed to lift more than 10 pounds. I guarantee you I just violated that rule. And hopefully my wife is not still listening because she likes to get on my case about such things. This is the unit. It's heavy. It is rugged. We're going to be, when we get the studio back up and going, this is going to be one of the first things, and I'll play with it before then so I can actually make sure it's working right. This is one of the things I'm really going to be interested in working with. It's got a, let's see. Here it is. Okay, so there's the unit, right? So it's got a biometric and combination. So, and I don't know if it's got a backup key. I don't know. Let me see. Haven't gotten that far. I got a bunch of pictures on their website. USB-C charging. Anti-theft. It's a pistol safe, has a steel cable to tie with any furniture. That's not, I mean, okay. That means nothing. I don't know. Well, we're gonna get into this. So safety, whether you, and I don't know about you guys, but as an air gunner, I may or may not have some firearms. Not gonna, say what I do or don't have that way, but I may or may not have some. And if I did have, or maybe have some, then I'm gonna want to keep them safe, especially if they're in the house and there's minors in the house. Let's just be safe. Be safe, better safe than sorry. I'll let you guys know how this works out. If it's a good product, then I will certainly let you know. On their website, they've got 31 reviews, 5-star reviews. You can also check them out on Amazon, check the reviews there. This looks really cool. The other thing they have, and it's more traditional. Oh gosh, it's heavy. That's not a one-hand thing. Okay. If you look at the website, they also have a bunch of cleaning kits. Now, these are the more traditional style. I did get, and I can't remember the name to save my life. Oh my gosh. I'm having so many problems with just words today. What's up with that? Because it's really cool, and I want to make sure I get the name right, because the name in it. Here, Patchworm. Thank you. Patchworm sent me a kit, which I haven't showed you guys yet. Brian showed me his, and it's like phenomenal. It's just really cool. It's meant for patches, Patchworm. But if you need to get more aggressive, or you need to have a broader field of, tools to work on more calibers, although yours goes to 50, but say you got shotguns you want to clean or other stuff, then something like this can be very useful. I haven't opened this up yet, so this I can do right now, right? So this is their little Wincent logo. This is on their website. I don't think it's that expensive. So let me just go to accessories, gun cleaning kits. This is the 59 piece. Oh, they may have updated it. So it's 42 bucks, give or take. This one looks like the same kit. Let me just show you. So that's it. It's 42 bucks. It may be cheaper on Amazon. I don't really know. I didn't go looking for it, but links to their website and stuff's in the video description. So, and I apologize. This looks all worn out. Let me switch back over. This looks all worn out only because it's been sitting in my shop since they sent it to me back in March. So, Wincent, I apologize for just now getting to this. I know you guys understand. Thank you. And hopefully you guys watching this have interest in this stuff. All right, so here's the kit. The only thing I really care about is how rugged are the cleaning rods, because if they're not sturdy and heavy, then you're not going to be wanting to use them because, okay, this, to me, they feel okay. I mean, they're not a dewy rod for sure, but they feel relatively heavy. Obviously, we're seeing some flex there, but I would get that a lot more than that out of a cheap Walmart rod. That's okay. The seams seem very good. There's a little bit of an edge there, a little bit of an edge here. But the rod itself feels pretty sturdy. Boy, I could really go sideways with these descriptions tonight on this particular thing, and I'm really trying hard to behave myself. Looks like you get set for 177 and 22, and well, 22 will go larger. And the 177, let me just feel how it gets together, because I don't think we'd need this much, but maybe. Okay, that's definitely flexible. I mean, if you're careful with that, it's probably fine. The seams feel better on this than on the 22. Anyway, not bad for the money. It's got everything in it. It's certainly as good as other kits that I've tried and tested. I do have one that I use pretty regularly. It's a different brand, and I think the rods are a little bit more rugged, but I'd have to check it. I might just be wrong. Let's see here. Have some, I don't know if this is like some oil you would keep in here or what, but it looks like you've got everything. Like Jags galore. Gosh, are they labeled? I hope so. Yeah, 45 cal. Patches, mops, brushes. You've got, looks like pretty much everything. 50 cal. So it goes from 177 to 50. It's 177. Goes from 177 to 50, all of your shotgun gauges and everything. So one kit, good. This is, look, there's a lot of places that have kits like this. This is nothing new and unique that we've not seen before. But I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll keep this down at my range. And I know everybody wants me to be always cleaning my barrels all the time. So maybe I'll start doing that. And I'll start using this, and we'll see how it holds up. And I'll be able to tell you guys long term if that's something that's worth the $42. Got a lot of stuff in it, so I know I can clean pistols, rifles, shotguns, whatever. So it's kind of cool. Again, it's not something that we haven't seen or that's not available all over the web. I will say that the cheap ones I bought, like the $25 ones, the cleaning rods, they just snap. I think you would get more use out of these. They felt pretty decent. So anyway, let's see. We got about 2 minutes left. Let me just zip down through some of these. Any questions we have, and let's see. Yeah, Angie, I can't wait to get out there and try it. I've been waiting to get the scope in because it like married so well to this. Gosh, I hate that it does that. It married so well to this joint. It married so well with this joint to this scope that I really just wanted to have that be what I tested it with. So it just took me a long time to get that West Hunter replaced. Let's see. So Derek, let me know. I know you might have said something down here. Derek, maybe you and I should have a conversation then at some point. I'm always eager to talk to other content creators. Well, yes, Angie, I understand. I understand that there is, we need to get to. Let me just tell everybody here so I'm on record. All right, Angie? In all of these pitches, specifically, like, and I think you've already been beneficiary of such a pitch because you have a shiny new bar PCP sitting in your shop. All of these companies, I really would like them to become part of the Gateway Airgun family. It's very affordable for if you guys, if there's one of you guys out there watching this is a manufacturer or a vendor, and you want to be part of an airgun community, both supporting the community, but then also having that advertising opportunity and sales opportunity and product promotion opportunity, Gateway Airguns is a great option. There's a reason that Travis and I worked out a deal for me to buy that business, and I haven't told everybody. GTA is, I own it now, and it's been a wonderful way to add uh, just add a whole wonderful community to what we're doing. And what I mean by that is I've talked about it. YouTube, Facebook, this stuff you think is going to get better, please. But GTA ain't going anywhere because we own it and we own the servers, and we're in good shape that way. We're not going anywhere. So we will always have a place to post, publish, show, communicate, collaborate with the airgunning community. If you're a vendor or a manufacturer, you want to be part of that solution, part of that picture. Gosh, reach out, man. And then Angie does all our grip reviews, and we will be looking as we grow. We'll be looking to add other content contributors to that equation. So, yeah, Angie, I always ask. I always think of that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you're in the running, kiddo. Don't think I don't think I forget about you. Let's see. Um, I guess that's going to be about it. Um, good question, Nightwolf. Do you use the brass brushes on the air guns? Yeah, I do, and I have. Your barrel is steel. Theoretically, brass should not have any impact on it. What I do, and there's a couple little tricks when cleaning guns, especially if you've got baffles. Let's say you don't have the patchworm type kit with you, and you're having to use a traditional kit. It's really problematic if you have to pull the barrel, for example. Some of the guns have tensioners that are actually the barrel's under tension, and when you muck with that, you actually really screw up the accuracy. I believe you're going to find that um, the Aracuda has that barrel tension sort of setup where you have the barrel is actually held into tension and suspended. And when you change that or mess it up, you can really screw up the harmonics. So how do you then clean it if you can't take the barrel out and there's no way to get in through the breech to clean it? Well, what I'll do is I'll take a patch. Let's say I've got a 25. Well, I put a 22 brush on it, and I'll use 2 or 3 patches, and I'll run them down the brush. The bristles of the brush grab the patch, and it really scrubs the wall well. And then when you pull them out, it just keeps them, it just brings them out through the baffles. You don't lose anything in the baffles that way. So guns like I cleaned, my Hubin accuracy started going crazy, and turned out I needed to clean the barrel. So I cleaned the barrel, went right back to awesome. So, but that one is one where you do not want to have to take it apart. From what I understand, that's not a fun day. So I just did this little trick, put a 22 brush on it, put like 2 patches on it. Used Ballistol, run it down and through, and got all the crap out, and then ran some dry patches using the brush. The bristles on the brush will hold the patch. As you pull it back through, it doesn't get caught in the baffle. So just something that I've always done, and it's worked really well. I have the patchworm kit now, but like on the Hubin, that ain't gonna work. You can't get to the breech at all. You have to take it apart to just clean it. I'm not going to do that. So this little trick works awesome. So we'll look at the patchworm kit maybe next week. I can't handle a firearm or a air gun on camera, but maybe I'll just bring a barrel and show how to clean the barrel with the patchworm. And maybe we'll do that next week, and that'll be kind of cool because they sent me a kit and I haven't shown you guys how it works, and maybe you guys already know, but man, it's really slick. So maybe we'll do that next week. Let's see. I think that's going to be it. Angie, yeah, Angie she's just excited. I know, I've known Angie for many, many, many years, Angie. We go way back, don't we, kiddo? All the way back to my time in public office, which I hope to never, ever do again. Anyway, that's going to be it for now, guys. Angie's got a question. Are there particular ways are better for cleaning rifle barrels rather than smooth bores? That might be a topic for us to discuss. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome to email me your topics that we can talk about. I'm going to be creating a website or a page on my website for AirgunWebTV Live, and we will actually have a form there which is submit questions, which will be good. And also, next week we'll announce our next giveaway for the GTA, which will run through the end of June. So we've got some cool stuff coming up in the next show. Thank you guys for your patience and me being late today. And thank you in general for your patience, just in me in general. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up tonight. We'll be back next week to talk more about air guns, and hope to see you guys here. Thanks for hanging out, and hopefully some of that stuff was useful. I know that the kit that holds your cell phone and stuff is not at all airgun related, but I don't know. Maybe Angie, that you may find something like that really cool. So we'll see. We'll see if that's something you guys are interested in or not. I like it. So that's going to be it for now. Again, if there's something you're interested in, links are in the video description. This could be it. See you guys. Good night.